Assalamu alaikum my dear student. Today I will be going with you to help you about cascading style sheet. Today I will be teaching you cascading style sheet. Now what is cascading style sheet? It is nothing but what style you are giving to your web application. So it is control of multiple web pages and so on. And basically it includes selector, declaration block, and properties and values. It can control the layout of multiple how the layout should be, whether it should be um, having the font very nice, paragraph how it should be written, which color it should be. This is how the style we are giving up. Next is type of css. Here we are having three basic type, that is of inline css, embedded or internal css, and then external css. What is in internal inline css? Just for a single element. Let me explain you simple way. Let me explain you what is in the single element we will be having up here. You will be having in the single element that let me take in, it is most probably in a body tag. What if you just want a paragraph element to be having a certain size or certain color to it, applying to it, then we are writing in a body tag about that, and I will be showing you with the one of the example here next in the next slide. And next you are having apply on single document or a page. It is that is internal css, and it is most probably written on the head tag. And then you having external css, which is externally it is written with the dot extension of css, and then it is linked to the html page. Next we are having this is the example of inline style here. See here, we have given, see here in the body tag, I told you it is written in the body tag. See here, p style color blue font size 24 pixel I have given. Now whatever written in the html page, it will be showing the color will be blue, it will be, and the size will be 24 pixel. Next is, you are already I have told you where it is written for a single page or a single web application. Okay, and basically written on the head tag. Next is how it the example of internal css. See here, I have just written in the head, you are seeing here in the head the style. Okay, then h1 color equal to red, p font size 24 pixel, color blue. Okay, and then what I have given, style close, head close. And see, whatever changes will be there, it will be there in this h1 and p1. Means you don't have to write e in for every time. If once you are written up there, then the application will be changing here itself. Okay, next is external style. Now I already told you how the external style, it is separated with the help of, written with the help of style.css extension, and it is linked to the html pages. Now example here, first we have to create the tag with the style.css. Then inside that we will write this code in h1 color. Means if I just want for h1, then for multiple pages if you do this h1 you have given, and whatever will be the declaration. Now after that in the html, this is in html page, I just linked it with relation to the style sheet. Type equal to text by css href, means it will refer the style.css page. Okay, and then the page is created, and this is the property font size, letter spacing, padding, and border, background image, and margin left. Here the value is given up, some for font size, how many points should be there, how many pixels should are similar for later also. These all are the things which you should be there in your html page css style. Here also color is there, for that is name of the color, background color, what background color, what will be the fonts weight, means whether it should be more bold or less bold, or font style italic, oblique, or text decoration. Means decoration is nothing but, if you let me explain it, this is css property, I just want it to be underlined, then I will be giving text decoration is equal to overline underline. See here, I have given underline. Okay, font family, font name. Next we have css class selector. But I have already told you in the previous, there will be selector, declaration, and so on. So first we are going with the class selector, and it's basically for a single class, that is for a single element or that group. It is used when we want to change the style of a group of element within one HTML. Our HTML page means the class name should not start with number, it should start with the name. Then I will be explaining you with the example. Then we are having id selector. It select the id attribute of an element of a specific element. Id or unique means unique for a page. Within a page it is written with a hash character, so that is written with a hash. See here, hash. Okay, this is the hash and followed by id name. Next here, universal selector is there. This is for wildcard, means for every web pages it can be just universally accepted. Then group selector is there for unsuppressed. Like group selector means I want that the style for h1, h2, p1, p tag, and h3 tag, all these should be same. So just I will go with h1 comma h2 comma p, and in that what style I will be giving up with the help of group selector. Now example of the id selector is this here, html head style. Now here id selectors I told you it is denoted with hash. Now I am giving that the id selector where for paragraph for individual element I am giving. So that for just I have to write p in the body. I just have to write p id equal to para 1. Similarly, wherever you will be applying the para, there only just p id equal to para 1, and the changes will be there. Here if we will be seeing, here if you will be seeing here the class selector, it will be take, you see just I have given the name with the dot in any name I have given, dot intro I have given. Now just I have to call the class for each and every. I will call the class dot intro here. In h1 also will be the changing will be there. In the p paragraph also we will be seeing the change, means it will be in the group way. Next you will be seeing in universal matlab it is applied for entire pages and it is denoted with, if you have seen here, asterisk is there. See, this asterisk is there, asterisk. Okay, and then your next tag is group selector. I have already told separated by a comma. If you are able to understand these two four selector, then the next, then we should go for the, if any problem will be there, please give me a comment so that I can help you in this html pages and for the styles. Okay, and is the positioning of css. What is the positioning? The property, this is defined the where the css should be, whether the style for the css should be on the top, bottom or left. And a syntax means the formula I have given a selector. id selector I have given id selector. Position value I have given, see here, position value, top value, left value. Type of positioning here also is static, fixed, relative. This is the four main type of position. Static is default, by default here nothing to be changed. Fixed, now in the further slide I will be helping you to understand what is this four positioning and tell you. Static, default position doesn't affect any part of the, that is top, bottom or left or right properties. Then has a fixed property. Here it is put on the text in a fixed, means nothing you will be the it, while you're scrolling your browser it will not move even then the page is scrolled. Next is relative, means it is a normal position. Most probably if you have text then it should be in the where the what is the normal position of the css that it will be taking. Then you are having absolute, and if you see the set element and location not affected by the flow of the pages. This property will immediately coordinate on the screen to the left, top left corner, means top side and to the left corner. So you basically understand the four basic type of css calling, and it is also asked in the mcqs that which type of one, it will be asking you where whether in the normal position of CSS, then you will be giving as relative, and for absolute means whether it will not affect the flow of the pages and the element given a specific location, then you will be giving as absolute. And static is that nothing is affected on the CSS style. Okay, this is how we are creating up the style. Next is other properties of CSS. The other property is float display. What is a float property? Means how the style will be moving. If you have seen, and this is the flow of the content, types of left to right or right to left or none. This is given as the float. And display property means what is whether the display of inline for CSS should be there, display of block should be there, or display. This is the how the command going to be changed on the web page and how it is displayed. Next, this is my all the things I have done up. Hope you will be able to understand. If further if you will not, you should ask me, and so I will be helping you up with these slides so that you can understand each and everything. Okay, so better go to this slide. Any problem in this, and please make a note so that it will help you in the future. Thanks a lot.